Most High. That's the name of the class tonight. All right, so let's go into Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all by Hashem HaMashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Abanawa Yahweh by him. Everything is done through him. All right, and through him, we're going to be saved by that right hand, which is his son, Yahushai. All right, we say Yahushai. We say what his mama and his daddy and his brothers and sisters and his friends called him, Yahushai. It wasn't Jesus, okay? It was Yahushai. All right, remember when he got crucified on the cross, what did they say above it? They said, let's go to John 19 and 19. Let's go to the Gospels. John chapter 19, verse 19. And Pilate wrote a title. Pilate was the Roman emperor at that time. Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross. And the writing of Yahushai of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. This title then read many of the Jews. For the place where Yahushai was crucified was near to the city, and it was written in Hebrew and Greek and Latin. Those were the three dominant languages on the earth back then. What's still around? Latin is still here, Greek is still here, and Hebrew. So for any brother to say you don't have to learn the Hebrew, something is wrong with them. Okay? You can learn the Hebrew just like you could go to school and learn the Greek. You could go to these colleges and learn the Latin. They teach this in the college curriculums. Okay? So this stuff is here. Let's read 21. Then said the chief priest of the Jews to Pilate, write not the King of the Jews, but that he said, I am King of the Jews. Pilate answered, what I have written, I have written. So this was a Greek who told the Jews, look, I'm going to put what I want to put on there and how I'm going to put it on there. All right? So you can't discard the Hebrew. All right? Yahushua Christ was a Hebrew. All right? So that's how he spoke. He spoke the language as well. When he came and knocked Paul off the horse, it was in Hebrew. It's a Hebrew tongue. So for brothers to say, oh, you don't speak the Hebrew, well, they need to get rid of their Hebrew names. They need to stop greeting brothers shalom. All right, because that's what they do. They say, oh, don't speak the Hebrew, but they say shalom. Shalom means peace. Let's stop going into the scriptures and bringing out Jeremiah 14 and 2 or Wisdom of Solomon, the Song of Solomon, I am black like the tents of Kedar. All right, because Kedar, when you go into the Hebrew, it says Kedar means black. All right, so you know, we got to stop faking the funk and let's go into the scriptures and find out what the scriptures are saying. So let's get to the classroom and let's find out what's going on. Our people have been programmed not to learn. When you look at our people, they've been programmed not to learn in this society. Right? Everything they have learned is not by their own. Most of our people are mockingbirds. Everything, I mean, when somebody come up to them, they say, Merry Christmas, right? The next person gonna say, yeah, Merry Christmas. They make sure, they look you in the eye and make sure you say it back. I don't say nothing. All right, I say Happy Holidays or whatever they want to hear. I don't say Merry Christmas. All right, but people are mockingbirds, and you know, you grew up like that, and that's what you're gonna think. Everything is that way. So we got to be rewired. Our harnesses, our electrical harnesses, got to be taken out, and we got to get a new harness put in our minds. All right, we got to be wired differently. All right, we got to be wired for the Most High. Let's go to Jeremiah let's go to Jeremiah 11 and 11. Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. Therefore, thus saith the Most High, behold, I will bring evil upon them which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. My people cry unto the Most High all day long. He said, I'm not going to listen to them. It says, then shall the city of Judah. All right, it says, then shall the city of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem go and cry unto the gods unto whom they offer incense. But they shall not save them at all in the time of their trouble. I mean, that's what our people do. They pray to other gods, right? You look at what they're getting ready for. They're getting ready for La Nina, El Nino, all right? What God is that? That's not the Most High. The Most High is the one that did all things, you know? It's not La Nina, El Nino. You don't even hear the weatherman say the Most High of God. They say El Nino, La Nina, whatever weather storm is coming. That's the storm that they say. They say Mother Nature. But they never give credit to the Most High. That's why the Most High say he's going to laugh at these people when he brings that destruction. He is the author of destruction, the Most High. Okay? Look at this. Let's go to Revelation 16. Revelation chapter 16, verse 1. And it says, let's see. Yeah. Revelation 16, verse 8. Let's go to Revelation 16 and 8. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of the Most High, which had power over these plagues. What did the Most High have? Power over what plagues? The storms, the fires, the heat, the cold. All right? The Most High has that kind of power. And they repented not to give him glory. They ain't giving him glory. The Most High could send an angel right now over the sun and just cause those flares to penetrate through the ozone straight to our earth and kill most of these people. He could do that. They got windows. When they shoot missiles up into the sky, they wait for windows in the ozone to be open so they can send it through that window into the atmosphere. Okay? Most High could send fire right through that whole thing. All right? We got to understand the Most High controls all things. He is the author. He is the author of destruction. That's what the Most High is. The author of destruction. Let's go to Psalms 18 and 41. That's why I say, are y'all ready? Are y'all really ready for the Most High? Y'all really ready? Because when the Most High sends his plagues, all these people are not going to know what's happening. They're not going to know it's the Most High. It tells you that they repented not. When the plagues are hitting, they don't repent not. You know, they just say, spare me, spare my life. But they ain't trying to change. They start cursing the Most High. As soon as he spare them, they see all the destruction around them. They start cursing them because they done lost everything. You know? Most High knows these people's hearts. This is Psalms chapter 18, verse 41. They cried, but there was none to save them. Who gonna save them? Think Yahushua gonna save them? He don't care about them. You know? They be hollering, oh, Jesus. You know? Jesus ain't gonna save them. They don't believe in Jesus, right? When you open up the Bible, they tell you to put away. It says, they cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. The Most High is not going to answer these people. He can care less about these people. Right now, a lot of our people are getting ready for Christmas. That's the only time they really say Emmanuel, right? Not knowing what it means. A baby Jesus. What did baby Jesus do for us? It's not the beginning of a man, it's the end of the man, right? What did you accomplish in the earth when you was a baby? Nothing. Your accomplishments come when you become a man, not when you're a child. You can't accomplish anything. You're in the learning stage, all right? So the end of a man is better than the beginning of a man, okay? So when they all worshiping baby Jesus, is that baby Jesus? No, that's Tammuz. They don't even talk about Christ after that. They don't talk about all the miracles he did. They don't speak about what Yahushua HaMashiach did. All right? Let's go back to Psalms. Let's go to actually Psalms 28:9. Psalms 28 verse 9. These people are a joke, man. You know? I mean, if they really wanted to worship a thing called Christmas, they really should be doing it in April when he was born. He wasn't born during the winter months. And it's not, and we don't worship Christmas, right? We don't worship holidays like that. We have our set high holy days. You know, that's a hard thing to digest for a lot of our people. Proverbs 28:9. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 9. This reads, verse 10. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the upright shall have good things in possession. So an evil way is what? An evil way is following these pagan holidays. That's an evil way. Whether you believe it or not, it's a pagan holiday. None of the people here in this place was celebrating this stuff when they was in their own lands, when they was in Africa, when they was in Korea, when they was in Japan. They wasn't celebrating no Christmas. This is a new thing in the earth. Well, that's what they say. It actually is an old thing from pagan guys. Let's read verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination. Okay? So you can't get around that. Your prayers are abomination when you turn your ear away from hearing the law. As soon as you open up the book, they running. They ain't trying to hear what's in the law. The book of the law is the Bible. Most people don't even know it's a book of the law. They think it's just a book, you know. Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 11. It's the book of the law. This is how we're going to get right. It's not just a book. You know, a lot of us got to train ourselves to believe that it's a book of the law, the book of laws. You know, like I said, when you look at the Levites, they were the lawyers. That's where you get the word lawyer from. In the Hebrew, Levi means lawyer. Okay? Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. Therefore thus saith the power, behold, I will bring evil upon them which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. Then shall the cities of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem go, and cry unto the gods unto whom they offer incense. But they shall not save them at all in the time of their trouble. Now all those incense that you see on incense tables, a lot of them incense are not good to burn, right? Some of them incense are used for other gods, all right? The Most High dealt with what we're supposed to use as incense, and that's the frankincense and myrrh and cinnamon. There were certain incense that we used, but also there was incense that the heathens used as well. So when you look at all of these things, the Most High is not playing with his people. If you don't keep his laws, he's not going to listen to you. And you can see that just by the things that's going on in the earth today. Look at how bad Jacob is catching hell. We've been through so much while in captivity. Because what? Jacob is lost. And the second thing is Esau helped Jacob get lost. You know what I mean? We didn't get lost by ourselves. Esau helped us get lost. He helped us get lost by teaching us all these vain philosophies. Esau's the devil, man. I mean, he gonna be charged. The Most High gonna charge Esau. All right, just like you go into a court of law, you get charged. The Most High gonna charge Esau. He got a lot of things to charge Esau for: robbery, murder, kidnapping, stealing, eminent domain. You know, when they take somebody's land, that's what they did to us. You know, that's what the government does. Battery. Esau battered us in slavery, assaulted us. Can you imagine some of the things they may have done to us in slavery? And you know, I could talk about faith. I could talk about grace in these conference calls. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem talking about faith and grace and how to get ourselves right with the Most High. I have no problem doing that, but this is a form of getting ourselves right too, knowing what happened, and this is actually just going to help us change. You know what I mean? The history of it is also good. You know? And when you look at the so-called white man, he thinks he's innocent. He's not innocent. He's not innocent. You know? That's why when you read Isaiah chapter 14 and 21, he talks about the third generation, the fourth generation of Esau, how they going to catch hell. All right? So, I mean, when you look at all these different charges, rape, child molesting, sodomy, usury, mayhem, terrorist threats, he be lying to us, he be perjuring us, he be resisting fugitive. He basically, he's a fugitive We're not the fugitives. He's the fugitive. He's the one that ran. Right? Look at this. I got a book called, this book is called The Empire of the Summer Moon. This is what the Comanches, all right? These are the powerful Indians. This is Gad, the tribe of Gad when he was in America. I'm going to read page 71. And check out this. This is what Esau did, and most of y'all know this. This is page 71. It says, odder still, Anza's treaty worked. In the entire history of the American West, few treaties between whites and Indians have ever held up more than a few years. Most were invalid the day they were signed. So as soon as they were signing these treaties, Esau was already killing the Indians, taking what they had, taking their land. It says, history is full of hundreds of Indian treaties concocted by governments who could not enforce them. And they still not able to enforce them. The treaties and the reservations that they have, that's Esau's, that's his reservations. He make them do what he want them to do. They're not living in peace up there. You know what I'm saying? And many of the American Indians were slaughtered. When you look at the men of the American Indians, in this particular book, it says when the so-called white man came over, them Indians was getting with them. The white man conquered the Mayans, he conquered the Incas, he conquered the Peruvians, he conquered all those different tribes, you know, Issachar and Reuben, he conquered all of them, right? But this book tells you when he got to North America, he faced a different enemy. Gad was ready for him. Gad had armor, Gad was on horseback, Gad had a fence all the way around his city. They would attack Gad. They would go into his city and be looking for the men. The men wouldn't even be there. They'd be out watching them attack the city. And as soon as they go in there inside the city, Gad would come in there and just start killing them. The Spanish couldn't even get with Gad. Gad killed off the Spanish. They was calling the English and the French to come and help them. That's how they got over here. You got to think, Christopher Columbus came from Spain. You got to think about that. Ponce de Leon came from Spain. Most of the Spanish people that came from Spain, you have brothers coming from Spain too. All right? There's brothers in them ships too. There was Israelites in those ships that had Spanish names. A lot of the Israelites had Spanish names when they came to the Americas in the 1500s. But you wouldn't know that. Everybody had British names. A lot of us had Spanish names, right? When you look at some of the American Indians, Geronimo, y'all know what Geronimo name means? It means Jeremiah, okay? The Indians had Hebrew names. There's another one in here. It's another Indian I was reading. I don't think it's in this book. He had a Hebrew name. It meant possession. See if I can find it real quick. His name was, yeah, here it is, Quanah. Quanah in the Hebrew means possession or possessor. Okay? And then when I did a little further research on this guy, most of the Indians that you see getting pictures taken, normally they had made treaties with the so-called white men. That's how they got their picture in the book. And some of them were the children of white people. Some of these Indians in the books that took pictures, they became the children of the white people when they was raping Gad's women. And they rebelled when they got older. So, I mean, there's a lot of history here in the Americas that we just don't know about. You know what I mean? Gad was keeping the laws when they was here. But Gad, it's a trip the way the Most High did it. It must be the spirit of me talking about this. It's a trip the way the Most High did it. He had Gad. Gad is just a family. When you hear about the Comanches and the Apaches and the Blackfoots, when you hear about all these different Indian tribes, basically what it is it's a family that just kept growing and they just split. They started splitting. Then they started having family feuds, and it was one tribe against another tribe. So when the white man came over, all he had to do was give guns to one of the tribes, just like you do today. And they was killing each other off. It was the same thing. But they could not fight Gad. Gad would kill the so-called white man. So the only way the so-called white man could win was to get the tribes to fight each other. Judah was one of them. Y'all heard of the Buffalo Soldiers? What do you think they used the Buffalo Soldiers for? They couldn't track down Gad. Gad was running over mountains, running in deserts. Esau couldn't deal with that terrain. So they had to get the buffalo soldiers. Buffalo soldiers were eating coffee beans, going across the desert like it was nothing. And they wasn't getting chapped, or their skin wasn't drying out. You know what I'm saying? So they used the buffalo soldiers to track down Gad. They used Apaches to track down other Apaches. But the white man didn't do all the killing. The white man issued the guns to kill our people off. But it was because we were breaking the major law, which was love your brother as you love yourself. Had we not broke those laws, we would have still been intact. That's why the Most High let the white man do what he wanted to do. That's why I said he helped us get lost. You know what I'm saying? So the history of our people is crazy because Esau just went through like a doggone plague. Came through all the tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Gad, Issachar, you know, Zebulun, just came through and just started killing us all off. You know, killed off the men because we wouldn't change. We wouldn't accept the Catholicism that they was bringing. Gad, one time, what they would do is they would bring the Catholicism and the taxes and the feudal system, and they would have a missionary day where all the people would come together with the Catholic priests. Well, Gad would use that to his advantage. He'd let them all gather. He'd come in there acting like he was their friends, and then Gad would just kill them all. He took it was one book I was reading, Gad took a priest, cut open the stomach, and stuffed the Bible in the stomach and sewed him back up. Gad was no joke, man. Gad was no joke. All right, but the Most High allowed the sword, which was Esau, to take him over. All right. So we got to understand the history of this Bible. That's why I said we can't be ignorant to it. Like I said, our people have been trained to forget, trained to learn a lie. All right? So Esau going to be charged with all these different things, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he's the reincarnated devil on the earth in human flesh. That's what Esau is. All right? Let's go to Psalm 74 and 20. Psalms chapter 74, verse 20. Have respect unto the covenant, for the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty. And these are the days that we live in. We're living during Jacob's trouble. Okay? There's a lot of evils that are multiplied in the earth because of where we live in. Who's ruling right now? Esau's ruling. Go to Isaiah 27 and 1. Isaiah chapter 27, verse 1. In that day the Most High with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent. Now, when you read this, Leviathan, if y'all don't know who Leviathan is, when you read the book of Job, it's speaking of a serpent, Leviathan. It's a whole chapter talking about Leviathan. Leviathan is a creature that dwells in the oceans, in the seas, that still exists. Leviathan is very smart, smarter than man. Okay? And it's not just one. There's many of them. They live in the deep, deep parts of the ocean. Now, you can go through the scriptures and you'll find all kinds of different things about Leviathan. But Leviathan, when you read the book of Job, it speaks of him being, you know where they got Godzilla from? Godzilla comes from Leviathan. All right? That's where they get Godzilla from. Dwelling in the deeps of the sea, depths of the sea. They can't find him. Who plays with the ships. Like, what's the name of that big ship that sunk back in 1920s or whatever? What was the name of it? They had a movie on it. Any of y'all know what ship I'm talking about? It's that big ship.
The Titanic?
The Titanic, that's right. Now, the Titanic sunk. Nobody knows how it sunk. Let me show you this in the book of Psalms. Leviathan be playing with them ships. And man ain't gonna, the scriptures tell you that man can't catch Leviathan. With all his different technology, he cannot catch Leviathan. Okay? Let's see. Let's go to verse 25. Psalms 104, verse 25. So is this great and wide sea, wherein the things creeping innumerably, both small and great beasts. When you look in the sea, you got everything in there, all kinds of creatures, right? And Esau ain't even discovered half the creatures in the deep, right? Look at verse 26. There go the ships, There is that Leviathan whom thou hast made to play therein. So where's Leviathan doing? Playing with the ships. Remember when you was in elementary school, you maybe taking some history classes, and they showed, and your teacher may have told you, yeah, they thought that the earth was flat, and they were afraid to go to the end of the earth because of the different dragons and sea monsters in the earth. But that was true. The Most High set that thing. Say that again.
What scripture is that you just read it?
That's Psalms chapter 104, verse 25 and 26. Okay? So that's true that he made Esau think that the earth was flat. But the Israelites always knew it was round. When you read the scriptures, Job said the earth was round. When you read Psalms 42 and 22, it says the earth is round. But the so-called white man didn't know that. He didn't know that the earth was round. He thought it was flat. That's why he wouldn't sell the shit. That's why he didn't find America until the 13 and 1400s. He couldn't come over here before because Leviathan kept him from coming over here. Different sea monsters. All right, scared him half to death. There was a time for him to come over here, and it wasn't before that time. Okay? So you have to understand what the Most High set up. There's things on the earth that people just ain't never seen. People think the earth is one way because of what Esau is showing us, but the earth is bigger than what y'all think. Okay?
That's right.
It's way bigger than what we think. And man has not created a machine to even go that deep in the ocean. I mean, you got movies like The Abyss. Esau created ships to go down in the ocean, and he knows he can only go so far because the pressure under the sea is so tough, it'll crush whatever goes down there. Okay? Right. So you got creatures that the Most High created that are down there. And Leviathan, that's one of his hiding places, their hiding places. Okay? So when we go back to Isaiah 47 and 1, this is not talking about Leviathan, the sea monster. This is talking about man. All right? And how do we know that? Because back then, they used words like Leviathan and dragon. Okay? But in this particular precept, it's speaking of Leviathan the man, which is Esau and his kingdoms. I'll start from the top again. In that day, the Most High with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. All right? So let's see what this is speaking about. Let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 12 and 7. Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Is this a real dragon? No, it's not a dragon. And the dragon fought his angels and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Now this dragon is not talking about an actual dragon. This is talking about the beast. All right? The beasts which are the kingdoms of the earth. This is the UN. This is NATO. That's the dragon. We live in the belly of a dragon, which is America, Mystery Babylon. All right? So when the Most High sent his son, Yahushua Christ, back on the earth, he's going to come and fight with the dragon. All right? Him and his angels and his mighty angels. All right? Let's read on. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. See that? Which deceiveth the whole world. Now we know ain't no dragon on earth deceiving the world. Right? Ain't no actual monster. It's a man. All right? He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Who is his angels? All his people. All right? This is Esau. This is Esau, the dragon. Let's go to Job chapter 29. And let's go to let's go to 30. Job chapter 30. Let me show you. This is talking about not an actual dragon. Job chapter 30, verse 29. Job chapter 30, verse 29. I am a brother to dragons and a companion to owls. Okay? So who is the dragon? Esau is the dragon. The scriptures talk about, I mean, how you going to be a brother? Job is talking about Jacob and Esau, two brothers. All right, when you read this whole chapter of Job chapter 30, it's talking about Esau, how he dwelt in the caves, how he was up in the Caucasus Mountains, how he was braying bushes, how he couldn't speak, how he was speaking with you know. He couldn't even form his words. He was a beast. All right. That's what this whole chapter is about. We ran him in the caves of Europe way back then. All right. Job chapter 30. All right. So let's go back to Revelation chapter 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Okay? So this is how we're going to overcome this so-called dragon, is by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. All right? Look at verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. Who's the woman? The woman is the nation of Israel. Okay? So this dragon knows who Israel is. He's going to be angry with us. Right? It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Why is it saying remnant? Because only a remnant is going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Everybody not going to keep them. That's Israel. Just a small remnant. All right? Because he tells you in Zechariah chapter 13, I believe it's 13 and 7, he says that 1/3 is going to be saved and 2/3 are going to be slain. Okay? So that remnant is going to be 1/3. It says, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Hamashiach Yahushai. Okay? So they're going to come after us. All these things going on. You see ISIS going on. They're over there blowing people up. You know, they're strapping C4. Y'all hear about the public school systems in LA today? Fool sent a doggone letter saying that they was going to blow up the school. They said they had bombs in lockers and bombs in backpacks and gunpowder, and across the whole LA district they was ready to just trigger with the push of a cell phone button. See, Esau don't understand. We are his enemies, but he doesn't know that Ishmael is his enemy too. All right, the Arabs come out of the line of Ishmael. And the Most High told you in the last days it was going to be Ishmael fighting Esau. They're going to take the heat off of us for a little bit. All right, and that's what's going on. That's a prophecy. That's what we're interested in. We're interested in prophecies that are coming to pass so we can be alert and see what's going on. We're interested in that because we know by looking at the prophecies, that's our scorecard of knowing when the time is near. All right? All right, so let's go to, let's go back where we was. Let's see. Let's go to Psalm 74 and 14. Psalms chapter 74, verse 14. Psalm 74, verse 14. Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan. Heads being plural. How are you going to break the heads of Leviathan into pieces? It's talking about that dragon and all the ones that followed the dragon. And gavest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. What kind of meat? These are the riches that he's going to give us. We're going to leave out of here with great riches. Okay? This is a book called Lost Tribes and Promised Land. This book is very expensive. And in this book, it was written by an Irishman in the 1500s when he went down South America. And when he went down to South America, he ran into these American Indians. And this is what they said. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Yeah, right here. This is what when they went down there, the Irish went down there in the 1500s, and they saw Gad before he got polluted by the white man. The white man polluted Gad around the 1600s and 1700s, where they started losing, where they started becoming lost. They started to forget who they were. All right, so this man went before all of that happened. And when he went down there, he was speaking to one of the Gadites or tribe of Joseph. I'll read it right here. It's page 364. It says, a brief conversation. Hold on. Yeah, right here. It says, waving a banner high in the air, the Indian guy soon was greeted by a puff of smoke far beyond the other bank of the river. In response to a signal, the two men waited. Eventually, a canoe appeared bearing 3 men and a woman, all of them Indians, to the place where Francisco and Montesinos were standing at the water's edge. So these white men went to visit these Indians. The woman got off and spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue that Montesinos could not understand. Although he could perceive that he was being identified in the conversation, she then turned to her male companions to explain the situation. Upon hearing her words, they rose, went over to Montesinos, and to his utter astonishment said, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one." All right? So she knew that she was the Israelite. All right? They had recited in Hebrew the fundamental credo for Judaism. When they was in Judaism, they were Israelites. I'll drop down. It says, they told him that they were themselves the tribe of Reuben, and that the tribe of Joseph lived on an island nearby. Do y'all know right now that these people are now gathering on an island down there again? Being restored back to their own land. Now, when you see Joseph, Joseph means Ephraim and Manasseh. That's 2 tribes in one. When you read Revelation 7, that's the 2 sons of Joseph, Ephraim and Manasseh. So that's 3 tribes who knew who they were in the 1500s. They knew that they were the tribes of Israel down in South America. So you got Reuben, Ephraim, and Manasseh. Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans, Manasseh, the Cubans, and Reuben, the Seminole Indians. Right? This is the day when they were at last to issue forth into the world was coming soon, they explained, but in the meantime they could not allow visitors to cross over to them. So they didn't let anybody cross over there. All right, I'll switch up. Let me go up here real quick and I'll read this. It says, his ancestors, to their eternal shame, had indeed made war on them and persecuted them. Only the sorcerers of his tribe had perceived that they were a special people and had given warning that they should be left alone. The God of these children of Israel is the true God, they had said. And everything inscribed on their tablets is true. See, they had the laws on tablets. Right now, if you go down to Arizona, New Mexico, to the Smithsonian Museum, they still got those stones. And on those stones was inscribed Hebrew. All right, the ancient Hebrew. This is, at the end of days, they will be lords of all the nations of the earth. So these Indians knew what was going to happen at the end. They said at the end of the days, we will be lords over the whole earth. It says, one nation will come bringing many things to this land. And after we have all been provided for, these children of Israel will go forth from where they now are and reign over the whole earth. Because we're going to get the whole earth. So these are just 3 tribes talking about what's going to happen. They knew the prophecies. But they were waiting for us to get over here. The Israelites, the Negroes, the Latino, the Negroes, all right, which is the tribe of Judah. All right, that was in the 1500s. I got another book. Let me read this one. This one's going to blow y'all mind. Now, this happened in 1918. All right, I like to bring out historical facts. If you got a book called Babylon and Timbuktu, turn to page 133. In Babylon and Timbuktu by Rudolph Windsor. This is page 133. This is what he wrote. Before Dr. Gabe published his book, The Lost Tribes, A Myth, Rabbi Matthew, who was a black man, by the way, organized a Hebrew congregation in 1918 and proclaimed that the black people of the United States and the West Indies are the original black Hebrews. You see that? This happened in 1918. Guess how this brother died? Anybody want to know how this brother died?
How did he die?
This brother got hit by a truck.
Damn.
Now why would he get hit by a truck after he out there telling people they Hebrews? You think that was an accident? This is in 1918. All right? So people don't want this word to get out. Okay, so let's go from there. Let's go back to Revelation chapter 12 and 16. Let's read 15 first, Psalms 74 and 15. It says, Thou didst cleave the fountain and the flood. Thou driest up mighty rivers. So it says we cleave to the fountain and the flood, right? So let's go to Revelation 12 and 16. Let's find out what the flood is. Because this is what you do, precept for precept, line upon line. This is how you learn what you're reading. All right? This is Revelation chapter 12 and 16. And it says, And the earth helped the woman. All right? The woman is Israel. How did the earth help the woman? By coming up, having us find all these books and artifacts. If these books and these artifacts that was written in the early 1800s, the 1500s didn't come up, we wouldn't know we was Hebrews. All right? All these people that left back, Esau also was leaving books behind, showing us that we was Hebrews. You got the American Indians leaving artifacts behind, showing us that we was Hebrews. All right? Who built the pyramids in Egypt? Was it not the Hebrews? Don't you see pyramids down there in South America? Why did they build pyramids? Because they're Hebrews. In the book of Maccabees. Let's go to the book of Maccabees. Because people say, no, the Hebrews didn't build the pyramids. That's a myth. Let's go to the book of Maccabees. Let's see if I can find it. And I believe it's the book of Maccabees, chapter 13. Let's go first. There's a scripture in here that tells you that our forefathers was building pyramids. And I want to make sure I get it for you. Stand by. Yes, if you got your apocrypha, let's go to trying to find it here. Simon had built pyramids for his family that had died. Let's see. Right here. Go to 1 Maccabees chapter 1, chapter 13. First Maccabees chapter 13, verse 27. 1 Maccabees chapter 13, verse 27. And it says, Simon also built a monument upon the sepulchre of his father. Sepulchre is like a graveyard. And his brethren, he had 7 brothers, and raised it aloft to the sight, with hewn stone behind and before. Moreover, he set up 7 pyramids, one against another, for his father and his mother and his 4 brothers. All right, so he was making pyramids. So you can't say that our people didn't know how to build pyramids. We built pyramids. They were nothing but, all they were sepulchres. They were graveyards. That's all it was. All right? So, even in the scriptures, it's telling you that our people built these things. You know, it's nothing for us to do it. So that's why you see pyramids all over the earth. Who was building them? The Israelites was building them. All right? We have to understand the wisdom that the Most High has given us. He's given us all wisdom. Okay? Let's go to Amos 1 and 9. Did I go to Revelation 12 and 16? Let's go to Revelation 12 and 16 first. Revelation chapter 12 and 16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. That flood is the flood of lies. Okay? And when we read the scriptures, we got to understand these symbolism, these words of symbolism. So the flood represents the lies that we have been taught through this wicked country called America and Babylon. This place is very evil, man. When you look at all the things around you, it keeps your mind busy doing what they want you to do, not what you want to do. If you want to learn the Most High's word all day, you can't do it because they want you to do something else. You know what I'm saying? They try to keep you occupied. That's why they got TVs, radios, bulletins, you know, all the wrong thing. Magazines just make you look through something quick. I mean, it just keeps you occupied, a magazine. They got pictures everywhere, you know? Huh?
It's killing your time.
So you're taking your time, man. That's all it's doing, man. Taking your time. About garbage and vain things. Let's go to Amos, man. Amos chapter 1 verse 9. Amos chapter 1 verse 9. Thus saith the Most High, for 3 transgression of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom. Now, did not the Africans sell us to the white man? All right, Tyrus is the so-called Africans. All right, Edom is the so-called white man. So the Most High got it recorded right here. It says, and remember not the brotherly covenant. Right, Jacob and Esau was brothers. It says, but I will set a fire on the wall of Tyrus, which will devour the palaces thereof. That's why Africa ain't got nothing today. Thus saith the Most High, for 3 transgressions of Edom, now you're getting on Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. He's not going to turn the punishment away from Edom. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, that's 1, and did cast off all pity. He didn't have no pity for us. And his anger did tear perpetually. All right, he didn't care about that when he took us into slavery. And kept his wrath forever. He always hated us. He ain't never stopped hating us. That's why the Most High says what? But I will send fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. Basra was the capital of Esau in the Middle East. And wherever Esau is, that's where Basra is. All right? I think Burning Spear, he has a song called, Burning Spear is a Benjamite, Jamaican song. He has a song called something Basra, you know, and he talks about how Yahushua gonna come back and destroy Basra. Y'all should Google that. Burning Spear in Basra. It's a trip, you know. Them Benjamites are heavy, man. Them Jamaicans, they know what's going on. All right, so don't be getting teary-eyed over Esau. You can't be getting teary-eyed and feeling sorry. Most High told you. He told you what he gonna do. You gotta understand, the Most High sees everything, man. Let's go to Proverbs 15 and 3. What's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. You can't stop it. Y'all see they got that new movie coming out called Independence Day is coming back. Y'all see that? Yeah, they got a new movie coming out, man. It's funny because the guy goes, I've been prepared my whole life for this day. You know, Esau knows this is going to happen. He knows that the Most High is going to send his chariots, the angels, back on the earth to destroy this place, and he come take us out of here. And when you watch movies like that, that's all he's saying. He's just telling you this is what's going to happen when Christ returns. He's coming with thousands upon thousands of his angels. All right? When they make those movies, they're trying to tell you, look, they know what's going to happen. And what did they say? Oh, you have something to say, Ak? You have something to say? Yeah, but they said, what was funny to me was they said this is no longer going to be July 4th for America. He says this is going to be the Independence Day for the whole world. To fight against the world, to fight against the powers of the Most High. And what's funny is when you read that, I mean, when you listen to that, you read Genesis 11, they doing the same thing all over again. They coming together in one language, one mind, one frame to fight against the Most High. It's the same thing all over again. You know?
Yeah. And our people don't see that.
They don't see it.
You know, most of our people that's not in the truth, you know, they don't see that.
Right.
You know, and everything is coming in full right in front of your eyes. You know, people that's woken up, which is our, you know, brothers and sisters. And what you was talking about Ishmael, you know, Esau and Ishmael, the same exact thing.
Right.
Everything that's going on in the Middle East right now, a lot of our people don't even know. If you look at it from a biblical term, Esau and Ishmael is going at it.
Right.
Yeah.
All we got to do is sit back, keep the law, statute, commandments, man. Sit back and watch, like you watching TV.
Right.
Watch all that stuff unfold in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, even out here. When those terrorists, when they start attacking out here, man, you ain't got to worry about it. Because you ain't going to be in the Christmas parade or the Thanksgiving parade. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be home, you know? So hopefully you're going to be home, you know? Doing what we're doing with the Most High, celebrating the Most High holy day. So, you know, we ain't got to worry about it. So we're going to see those acts going to be happening out here in America.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
that prophecy is in, I think it's in 2nd Ezra 15, I think it is.
Yeah, I got that lined up. I'll bring that out in a minute.
And it's also in chapter 3.
John. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Yeah,
got
the whole chapter, 2nd Ezra 15.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what's happening, man. All the stuff is not for entertainment. When they make movies, it's not for entertainment. It's to show you what's gonna happen. All right. Now, if they made it for entertainment, they wouldn't make no money because they wouldn't put their whole heart in it. All right. But they showing you what's gonna happen. They could care less about how you feel. But
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's beautiful how the Most High had that set up, though.
Right.
You know, and how they have us not, you know, going against the other nation.
Yeah.
You know, because he's setting it up, like the brother was saying, he's setting up. So when Yahushua come back, that's who they're going to fight. You know.
Right. When you read that book, the book of Obadiah, he said, "I will bring you down." He said, "Though you exalt yourself amongst the stars," and when you watch that movie, see the preview, Esau's sitting on the moon when those ships start coming in, and Obadiah tells you, he said, "Though you exalt yourself amongst the stars and put your nest up high," he says, "I will bring thee down." Right. So you fly your spaceship in the space, the Most High gonna bring all these Edomites right back down to the earth. He said everything gonna fall. They satellites are gonna fall like figs on the earth. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine all the satellites? Because they got a whole parking lot of satellites up there in space right now. Can you imagine if all those satellites start falling on the earth like figs, dropping? Man, people would be. I mean, that would be bombs in itself hitting the earth. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's a lot to really put your mind on when you're reading these scriptures and you look at the things that Esau is doing. He's telling you what's going to happen. He knows his Bible is true. The Bible is the only thing people are getting arrested for. People are not getting arrested for having a Quran. There was a Korean guy out of Canada. He was trying to uprise against North Korea. He had missions where they would go over there once a year and do try to take care of the poor. But what he was trying to do was overthrow the king over there or the president over there, and they found out about he was using the Bible to do it, so they threw him in jail for life. This Bible is the only thing that's getting people thrown in jail. It ain't the Quran, it ain't the Buddhist book, it ain't the Book of the Dead, it's the Bible. All right, the Bible got so much power, people are afraid of the Bible.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This Bible is what brought us here. This is what you know, brothers say, "Oh, the Bible brainwashed us." No, this was your Bible. You just didn't know it was your Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They twisted the words.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, man. Hey, Shaman, the word holy, I found out means separated. And then when you tell people that you must separate these separately, you starting to separate him from these people.
Right.
They get angry about it.
That's right. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. And that's the whole thing Malcolm X was speaking the whole time. Separate. But if we separated with Malcolm X, what was we going to separate and do? Start worshiping the Quran, which was a pagan god. You know? So the Most High had to do away with Malcolm X, just like he had to do away with Martin Luther King. You know?
That's right.
Let's go to Proverbs 15 and 3. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. It says, the eyes of the Most High are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. The Most High is seeing everything going on this earth. We're not going to be here forever, man. Our people think we're going to be here forever. We're going to continue to get houses. We're going to continue to do all these great things in Babylon. But this is not going to go on forever. Look, Rome, people thought they was going to be in Rome forever. They thought that was going to be a thing that was going to last forever. Rome fell. Babylon fell. Egypt fell. This place is going to fall. What you going to do when this place falls? You know, if your spirit ain't right, if you ain't keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, you're going to fall right here with Babylon. Let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2 and 3. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. It's speaking now. And not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. He said it ain't going to delay. It's going to happen. Just wait.
Happening now.
It's happening now. That's right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Sirach in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus chapter 24 and 23. Ecclesiasticus chapter 24 verse 23. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High Power, even the law which Moses commanded for an heritage unto the congregation of Jacob. Did he say anybody else? No. He said the congregation of Jacob. All right. Faint not to be strong in the Most High, that he may confirm you. Cleave unto him, for the Most High Almighty is our power alone. And beside him, there is no other Savior. All right, so what is the Most High going to do? Send his Son on the earth, but the Savior is him. The Hamashiach Yahushai works for the Most High, Yahweh, just like we do. Let's go to verse 27. He maketh the doctrine of knowledge appear as the light, and as Gihon in the time of vintage. Gihon was one of the first rivers created when you read Genesis. It says the first man knew her not perfectly. Who was that first man? Adam. Adam didn't know even Adam didn't know the laws perfectly. All right, look at this. No more shall the last find her out. So it tells you even when we get into the kingdom, we still not gonna know everything. The brothers talking about they know everything. They got 100% truth. They don't know everything. It's just telling you that Adam didn't even know everything. How you gonna know everything? It's impossible. The scriptures tell you, 1 Corinthians 13 and 9, though we know in part. We know in part. We don't know everything. Only the Most High knows everything. Look at verse 28. The first man knew her not perfectly, no more shall the last find her out. For her thoughts are more than the sea, and her counsels profounder than the great deep. All right? So we got to stick with the scriptures, man. Let's go to Sirach chapter 3 and 35. Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 verse 35 in the Apocrypha. 3 and... I said 35. Let's go 25. Is that what I want? Yeah. It says, without eyes thou shalt want light. Without eyes thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge therefore that thou hast not. A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein. So if you ain't got the law, statutes, commandments, you're going to perish. Think about the wicked. The wicked don't honor their own laws. How they gonna escape? If they don't honor their own laws, you know they don't honor the Most High's. Look at Luke chapter 10 and 24. Luke 10 and 24. Luke chapter 10 verse 24. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. All these things are prophecies that we get to see. Our forefathers, all they did was write about it. They didn't see it. You know, we're seeing it. We're living during that time. You know, this is why we got to have faith and works. A lot of these prophecies have come and went. Some are present, and some happened in the past. But many people are seeing these things as well, though, like the storms. The children are disrespectful. That's a prophecy. You know, police shooting our brothers. You know, I mean, they just unloading on a lot of our brothers. Brothers be holding a soda can, and they just, you know, they unload on the brother thinking it's a weapon. You know, it's a lot of injustices going on with our people right now. You know, homosexuality tendencies, terrorist attacks. You know, it's a lot of things going on with our people. So the things that we're seeing are all a form of prophecies. All right. The crazy thing is nobody knows these prophecies except for the Israelites, because people don't know who the wicked is. The wicked is Esau. You know.
Don't know.
They don't know. They don't know, man, and they ain't trying to find out. They ain't trying to find out. Give me a water. Let's go to the book of Malachi. Malachi, chapter 1. And let's go to verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return, build the desolate places. That's why every time you see a city get destroyed, who go and fix it? Who go repair it? Esau go and repair it. He go build it back up.
Tear it down.
He tear it down, and then he build it back up. He bring in Salvation Army. He send his engineers over there. He send his businessmen over there. They make money off the people over there. That's what he do. He tear it down, and then he build it back up. Right? Look at Iraq. He tore down Iraq. Iraq was tore up. Then he sent his engineers over there, his businessmen. They was going over there reconstructing. They got McDonald's over there. They got Starbucks. Got everything over there now because of what they destroyed. So I mean, that was the whole plan. That's right. So let's see if Edom fit the prophecies of being an Israelite. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's see if he even fit the prophecies. Deuteronomy 28 and let's start at 1. We start with the very first verse. Let's see if Esau fits the prophecies. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all those blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Let's see. Okay, here's the first blessing. Let's see if this is happening to Esau. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Now, can Esau go into Persia or Iran? Can Esau go into Iraq? No. It says, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kin, and the flocks of thy sheep. Is that happening to Esau? Is he being blessed by having his sheep? His sheep got GMOs in it. This sheep, a clone sheep. How is he being blessed? It says, blessed shall be the basket in thy store. Is this basket blessed? No, we got usury fees. He charging people all these different fees. It says, blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. All right. The Lord shall cause thine enemies to rise up against you, to be smitten before thy face. They shall come against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. All right. So is that happening now? It says, the Most High shall command the blessings upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee. He got all kinds of wars going on over there. How's he being blessed? Everybody hate Esau over there, the Jewish man. Right?
That's right.
Seriously, I mean, think about it. They don't want them over there. You know?
At all.
At all, man. It's been rumors of wars ever since they've been there, since 1948.
Yeah, everywhere they go.
Everywhere they go, people can't stand them. It says, the Lord shall establish thee as a holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, that thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy power and walk in his ways. They don't keep the commandments.
At all.
They don't keep them. They eat pork. They eat shrimp. They eat crab. They don't keep the commandments. You know, they in the gay parade in Israel. They got idols all in Israel. You know what I mean? You go to Israel, all you see is idols everywhere. Remember what the scriptures say, that the Gentiles shall overtake that place in Revelation chapter 11? Verse 10. And all the people of the earth shall see, and thou art called by the name of the Most High, and they shall be afraid of thee. Right? And the Most High shall make thee plenteous in goods, and in fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. Look at that land. Does it look plentiful? Looks like a desert to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is, the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in the season. It don't rain over there. And to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head, and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy power, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do. He don't do the commandments. Get that straight. He don't even know who the other 11 tribes are. Seriously, they don't know who the other 11 tribes are. Ask a Jewish rabbi, name the other 11 tribes. We done did it. Most of them can't name not even 2. They named Judah and Levi. They can't name the rest. You know?
Yeah.
Verse 14. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. But it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken. So it's going into the curses now. And I tell you, none of these curses ever fitted them. They ain't never had these curses on them. That's how you know it's not talking about them. So all the blessings don't fit them, and all the curses don't fit them. Right? You got wars and rumors of wars going on over there right now. You got them dying of cancer over there right now. All those Jewish people, they catching cancer at an alarming rate. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have the, you know, all the vegetables and stuff is growing outside the land. It's growing where Desmona is, where the brothers and sisters are. That's where all the fruit and stuff is growing. You know?
Yeah.
Let's go to
He's going to destroy that land.
huh?
He said he's going to destroy that land for us.
That's right. That's right, man.
That's why ain't nothing growing over there.
That's why ain't nothing growing over there. Yeah. But, you know, all of this stuff is supposed to happen, man. This stuff's supposed to happen. So we, you know, we come together in the name of the Most High so we can be ready for his return. Let's go to, anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, I want to know about You said only the 2/3 would make it. Would not make it.
Correct.
1/3. I know about 1/3 of us gonna make it. You said something about it in Zechariah 13.
Yeah, if you go to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8.
Okay.
It says, "And it shall come to pass, in all the land, saith the power, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd shall be left therein." So that's that 1/3, and the 2 parts of the 2/3. All right. So 2 parts of Israel is going to die. Look at verse 9. "And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord our power is one." The Lord is my power. So this is going to happen in the last days. But we got to go through tyranny. We're going through Jacob's trouble right now. So right now, the Most High is he's separating. He's separating his holy people away from those who are wicked. Because we got wicked people in Israel. That's why Ezra said, that's why when you read the book of Ezra in the Apocrypha, that's why he said, "Woe is me, who will save me in that day?" You know?
Yeah.
Ezra said that because he can see the future.
Yeah.
Because he
Them the
knew.
ones buying the Christmas tree.
Say that again?
Them the ones at Walmart buying the Christmas trees and the decorations,
Right.
pork chops and the real.
That's right. They're doing that. They're doing that right now. That's right. Look at this. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. "Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death." You got people dying at alarm. Man, so many people have died that I know in the last week. Crazy, man. Young people just dying, man. You know, a lot of them just stress or with having the wrong diets. You know what I'm saying? It says, "The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?" That's what Ezra said. What are we supposed to do when these evils come? You know, these are the things that the prophets saw that we living through right now.
Yeah.
We living through these days. Our spirits are strong because we dealing with all this madness. You know what I'm saying? We got some strong, even though we may not think that we strong, you know, because we're at the latter part, but we're just as strong as the rest of them. We dealing with stuff that they did not have to deal with. Even in Egypt, they didn't have to deal with some of the stuff we dealing with. You know? We can't say that again?
It's so good that we can recognize.
Khan, that's the blessing of it. That's the blessing of it. Look at Jeremiah 9 and 25. Right? Because you look in America, most brothers, most people here in America, when they're born in these hospitals, don't they get circumcised? Most people get circumcised nowadays. Right? The hospital circumcise all baby boys. Right? But they're not circumcised in their heart. Right? The Israelites need to be circumcised in their heart. Look at, this is Jeremiah 9 and 25. "Behold, the days come, saith the power, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised." So why is he punishing those who are circumcised? So the circumcised is supposed to be Israel. He said he's going to punish them with the uncircumcised, which is the nations. Okay? Because why? They don't have the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. Verse 26. "Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon," which is the Chinese, and Japanese, and Moab, the Chinese, and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness. For all these nations are uncircumcised, right? They don't believe in the Most High, including our people.
Yeah.
And all the house of Israel are uncircumcised. Where? In the heart. So the uncircumcised is not talking about physical, it's talking about your beliefs. A lot of our people don't believe. Say that again?
Chinese are in Africa now. They're building an army over there.
That's right, man. I seen that, man. They buying up everything. They beating Esau to the punch. They buying up all the resources.
Because they are as bad over there where they at.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have no water. They don't have nothing. So they buying up everything, man. Resources, gold, silver. They're trying to beat the U.S. to the punch. So we drowning with the heathen right now, our people. Let's go to Romans 7:25. We're almost done. Romans chapter 7, verse 25. I thank the Most High through Hamashiach Yahushua, our power. Yeah. So then, with the mind, I myself serve the law of the Most High, but with the flesh, the law of sin. So I'll read again. So then, with the mind, I myself serve the law of the Most High. So the mind is everything. That circumcision. With the mind, you circumcise your mind to be ready for the Most High. All right?
Yeah.
That's all about your mind, man. You know, if you say, for example, you just come into the truth and you are uncircumcised physically. First, you got to get right with the Most High in the mind. Circumcise your mind first. Then, if you have to physically circumcise yourself, then you physically circumcise yourself. You know what I mean? You go to the hospital, get the procedure taken care of. But what the Most High is speaking of here is the uncircumcision of our people in their minds. Their minds are not trying to clean up to follow his ways. Let's go to Isaiah 33 and 22. Man, as I walk throughout the earth on a day-to-day basis, man, our people don't know the laws. They ain't trying to keep them. You know, they still doing the same stuff they did. Say it again.
They're not even trying to get the laws, brother.
Nah, they're not even looking for it.
At all.
At all, man. They're not trying to have no understanding of the scriptures whatsoever.
They running from a black man.
They watching Joel. They watching Joel Osteen. You know. This is right. This is I'm gonna go to Isaiah 33 and 23. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 22. It says, for the Most High is our judge. The Most High is our lawgiver. The Most High is our king. He will save us. When you saw Ezra says, woe is me. Who will save us in that day? The Most High said, I will save you. That's who's going to save us, the Most High. 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 12. 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 12. This is very, very serious, man. This is a very serious thing we have to change our minds to follow. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 12. O our power, wilt thou not judge them? For we have no might. We have no might against the great company that cometh against us. Neither know we what to do. But our eyes are upon them. And all Judah stood before the Most High with their little ones, their wives, and their children. So this is what we got to do. We got to stand before who? The Most High. Yeah. Who's going to save us? Let's see. Matthew chapter 1 and 21. Who's going to save us? Matthew chapter 1 verse 21. And he shall bring forth, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins. That's who's going to save us. The Most High going to send his right arm. Right? He's going to send his right arm to deal with us. Let's go to Psalms 20 and 6. Psalms chapter 20, verse 6. Now know I that the power saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Who's his right hand? Hamashiach Yahushua. That's how he's going to save us. So how is he going to save you and I? By keeping his laws. So the Most High is going to send his son down to deal with that. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 13. We'll end it here. Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So you see, you just can't just think you're going to get saved by Christ. You got to endure by keeping his laws and prophesying.
Yeah.
That's who's going to be saved. You see people say, hey, I'm saved by the grace of God. You ain't saved. The scriptures say you got to endure to the end. All our people think they saved.
With a pack of pork chops and shrimp in the basket.
yeah, my brother. They all think they saved. They ain't saved. They ain't doing nothing to be saved for. You know, it's gonna be it's like I said, it's a lot of people dying, man. And when that judgment day come, when everybody gonna have to stand before the Most High, it's a done deal. I pray the Most High come and deliver us with them chariots, man. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be a very, very dreadful day. You know, the Most High is gonna be a man of war during that day. Are there any questions tonight?
Hey man, I got something to say, man. Thank you, man. I know you doing a lot of reading, bro, and I appreciate that free knowledge you're giving us, man. That's a lot of work you're doing, man. I thank you for that, bro, because I need that knowledge you're giving me, man. Because when I go out in the street every day and I see these people, man, I got to have my mind right. And you help me with my mind, man. Help me keep my mind. So I appreciate that, bro.
All praises to the Most High, man. Hey, man,
yeah, thank you.
That's what we supposed to do. Build each other up. You know, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Most High when you're not doing right. You know, and my thing is, what is it going to take to get our people to understand that we mean business? Because, I mean, you can tell your people all you want, hey, you're an Israelite, you know, follow the ways, but a lot of times our people need a place to go, they need a place to learn. You know, sometimes it's a little more than just telling them that you're an Israelite, you know. They need to be taught. You know, look at the disciples. Can you imagine if Yahushua walked over to Peter, Paul, and John and said, you're an Israelite, keep the law, statutes, and commandments? Can you imagine what they would do the next day? They'd probably walk away and go right back in the ways that they was doing. You know? Yeah, he told them, but they didn't grasp it. So they walked with him for 3 years. It took them 3 years to get it under their understanding that, yeah, we got to follow the Most High. You know? By seeing what Yahushua was doing, the things that he was fighting against, the things he was dealing with, that was what caused them to stay in the truth. They witnessed it. You know, it's the same thing with our people. They have to go through this. What's that, I
was going to bring a chapter up on what you were saying about that scripture.
Okay, go ahead, Ox.
You go to, I don't know if you want to know what that verse on. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 74. You want to read it?
Hold on. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the power. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your God. Let me keep going. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord thy power, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves.
Right. So that's what the brother was saying. You know, what you guys was just talking about just a few minutes ago. I just wanted to bring that out. So what he was saying, just bring that out within what the scripture said, what he was talking about.
Yeah, so you just got to just endure to the best of your ability. And the thing is, I mean, people go to church. When you see people going to church, it's the reason why they go to church every Sunday. They go to church to get cleaned up, to get fixed up, but they don't learn nothing. They ain't been taught nothing. They just going in there. I mean, think about this, Nick. You know this being down south. You know that back in the day, in towns, The black people go out on Saturday nights. The white people go out on Friday nights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. Brothers didn't go out on the Shabbat. They didn't go out on Friday nights to get drunk. It was always Saturday nights. The Edomites went out on the Friday nights and got drunk. Jake knew not to go out on Friday nights because that's the night that Esau celebrated. You know? If people knew that, it saw the trip, it's a trip because we was keeping the Sabbath day. All of us was at home.
Yeah.
But we wasn't in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's a whole lot of things we was keeping, man, that we not realizing that we were keeping. The laws that we were keeping, but not realizing those were laws.
Right.
My grandmother didn't cook on that day. She cooked the day before.
Right. That's right.
But they didn't know what they was doing.
They didn't know what they was doing.
They were just taught to do that.
Kind. Yeah, that's amazing, man, how that is, man. All praises to the Most High. You know, the biggest dinner was on Sunday because that was church day, but on the Shabbat, they didn't cook. You know? Yeah, that's true. That's something else, man. All praises to the Most High. Are there any other questions out there? If there's no other questions, we're going to go ahead and stand up and face the east and say a prayer to close out. Amaya Wapanya Hakodam. Shemai, Yashala, Yahweh, Adonai Hawa, Yahweh.